Hi guys, and welcome to part 4 and the final part of the PGR2 game night from the 3rd of October. So we're in the extreme class for these sets of races in Barcelona to start things off. 5 laps of this track, and we start in second place behind someone who I'm not sure who that is, because JFNG seems to be a generic name for a save file, so I'm not actually sure who that was there in first place to start off with, but managing to overtake and stay in first around this corner onto the straight. And we've got a big cluster fighting behind for second place. It looks like Sakis has pulled away from that group, or at least got in front of that section. Really hard to navigate parts of this track, especially in these quick cars. And the hardest bit is coming up now, this little chicane section. Very hard to stick close to here and not spin out. You can see they're powering up a little bit too much and spinning into the wall and misjudging that completely. So Sakis flies past into first place. So I'm down to second place, and third place isn't too far behind at this point. They're taking that corner nicely, so back onto Sakis's tail, and it looks like Henkau is in third place there. We're taking that corner very nicely and moving back up into first, so already switching positions a couple of times. Again, around this sweeping left-hand corner, trying to keep as much speed as possible. And the gap seems to be opening up there to third place. Not sure how far they are behind now. But it's a battle for first place at the moment between me and Sakis around here. Trying to get the better of it around those corners, but it looks like he messed up a bit before I hit the wall. Again, coming up to this chicane section, trying to go as slow speed as possible, but making it around there okay. If you go too fast around there, it is really hard to navigate that without hitting the wall. But come around the final corner for the second lap onto the third. Sakis just about in contention still, 1.3 seconds behind. So sliding a bit too much on that one, so he's probably made a bit of ground there. But looking at the rest of the field, it looks like third place is broken away. And then fourth and fifth place are pretty close there, having a little battle, and sixth place is a bit behind that. And seventh place is still on the second lap there. But Sakis has made some time up, only 8/10 behind now. Again, coming up to this section, learning the lesson from last time, doing that one a bit better. But spinning my tyres on the curb and losing control massively, allowing Sakis to catch up a bit, and then misjudging that a bit, which means Sakis actually rams into the back of me, which means that forced him wide. So I did wait for him a little bit there, because that was my fault that he crashed, going too slow around there. So he's right behind now, come around this corner to the fourth lap. So still very tight between first and second. And looking at the mini-map, there's quite a distance between third, fourth, fifth and sixth there. Probably a couple seconds gap between each of them. But this is a hard corner to try and get the most speed coming out of it. But it looks like we've both got the same sort of exit there. No one's really gaining or losing anything at that point. Taking that one nicely, but then braking far too early and completely messing that up. Sakis hits the wall on the left, but I had to leave him room to come through there, and just eased off slightly because I knew this was going to be a narrow part, this one. But he goes slightly wide, so I can retake the lead going on the outside of him. And then finally taking that corner nicely. You have to get a nice slide on, a well-timed slide around there to make sure you do that corner properly. But into the final lap, Sakis 6/10 behind. Looking at the rest of the field, it looks like third and fourth are a little bit close together, and fifth and sixth are close together as well. Although, coming around that final corner to the finish, it looks like it's spread out a little bit more. But onto the long straight again, still the same distance apart. Again, I think he might be slightly catching. 2/10 coming into the last section of the race. Doing this bit better this time, maintaining speed through there. Sakis power sliding a little bit, but still right on my bumper. Coming into the chicane section, doing that really well, and he's just spinning off slightly. Trying to take that quite nicely, but then Mysterious J gets in the way, but it looks like Sakis was going to go for an overtake there, but got hit by J, so I just wait for him slightly there. So, finished 1-2, but pretty close. Would have been closer if that collision didn't happen at the end there, but first and second there. Then Rob, it looks like he's in third, 10 seconds behind. Knowles in fourth, Henkow fifth, and HSV in sixth. So there's F40s, F50, and Ascaris in that one. Good race that one though, nice and tight. The different areas of the track, and we're still in Barcelona for this one. 5 laps again. It looks like a lot more people are in the F40 this time. Sakis in the lead, Henkow well, in second place. I'm staying in third for the moment, sliding all over the place though. And then understeering badly into that wall, which means Rob comes past in the red Ferrari. Another yellow Ferrari behind, and that's HSV. Absolutely lacking all over the shop. Crashing into me from the back, then I crash into him from the front. Didn't make any sense, any of that. But you do seem to get a speed boost when they ram you from the back like that. It's very weird. And that section is very difficult to do. Really hard to weave through that bit. And again, a bit of lag hitting us here. Into fourth place now. So I think it's Sakis, then Rob, then HSV, but they have a bit of a collision. And again, there's lots of jumping around, so it's going to be hard to overtake this cleanly. And Rob seems to have hit the wall and spun out slightly, blocking the way. But HSV's moved up into second, Rob in third, myself in fourth. And there's 3 wide going into this corner. That's never going to end well. I think HSV spun out in all the madness. Rob came out in second. And I'm in third, and Sakis is now breaking away in first place. So looking at the minimap now, it's very spread out. But going on 2 wheels, coming to that corner, taking that corner not too badly. So moving on to the third lap. Rob in second, trying to chase him down. Have to see who's now in fourth. It's still HSV, and someone's behind him having a little battle. I'm catching up to Rob now, so it's a battle for second place between me and Rob. I'm going a bit wide there, but able to cut on the inside quite nicely. Just overtaking Rob just before the chicane section. A little bit of a coming together there though, so Rob comes out on top again in second place. A good battle this one. Coming through the slalom section, and I did just hit the wall, slow me down slightly. Rob did that pretty well, gaining some time on me there. I think he crashed around that corner, so losing a bit of speed and time. Going to the fourth lap, 3/10 behind Rob now, and I misjudged that corner massively, sliding into the barrier, and HSV looks like he's catching up as well, and he's dropped whoever's in 5th place now. 6th and 7th are quite far behind now. So, coming to the chicane section, Rob takes that quite wide. I was able to stick that quite nicely to the inside there. Made a lot of time up on him. Coming to this section again, only a 10th behind him, and he ducks out of that slightly, I think. Looks like he let me through at that point. And I completely messed that up, going right into the inside of the barrier, but Rob looks like he does the same. On to the final lap, very close between second and third. Sakis is now 7.5 seconds ahead, so the race is his. HSV still not a million miles away, if that's still him in 4th place there. But getting some distance now on Rob. Second, just over a second. Again, taking that bit okay. Rob's still in sight though, in that 3rd position. Half a second behind, coming into the slalom bit, but I take that quite well. Rob looks like he does as well. And HSV's fallen behind a bit in 4th place. So on to the straight, across the line in 2nd place, Rob in 3rd. Sakis takes the victory, and I'm not sure who's in 4th place. It is HSV there, 10 seconds behind, and there's Henkow on all control coming in 5th and 6th place. And moving on to race number 3 in Chicago. Again, I think most people are using the F40, maybe a couple in the F50. Or it might just be one, it might be just Noel in the F50. But we start in 7th place, behind Sakis. We've got Noel there in front as well, and Jay there. Trying to cut on the inside and get absolutely sideswiped by Jay, who spins out. So, That slows us right down now in 6th place. Got a mountain to climb now with all the 5 cars in front starting to pull away. And there's quite a few crashes around here. I take that quite nicely, but Henkau's right in the way there, so give him a massive speed boost. But we gained a position in that mess. That was up to 5th now. Went a little bit too close to the barrier there, clipped it, so that didn't go so well for us there, but just overtook Henkau. So up into 5th place, Noel's just behind in 6th. Up into 4th place, sorry, overtook 5th place, and Noel's behind in 6th. Got with 3 cars up ahead, fairly close together. HSV, it looks like, in the yellow, who's just crashed, and we all just smash into the barrier, but Noel takes that pretty nicely, undercutting us all. And Henkau goes wide there, so me and Noel pass him into 4th and 5th respectively, and HSV is in 3rd, so we're all within a 1/10 of a second, crossing the line for the 2nd lap. And onto the straight, me and Noel both drift a little bit there. HSV gets a much better exit than we do. He's starting to pull away a bit. And the front 2 cars are quite far ahead now. I think that may be Rob and Sakis. But taking that corner quite nicely. Making some time up on HSV. And again, that corner's pretty nice. Right behind him now. Undercutting him there. And then he just completely lags next to us, so not sure where he actually was. Very hard to judge to overtake when that happens. But it looks like Noel's getting dropped slightly now in 5th place. HSV's just pulled away a little bit in 3rd. And 1st and 2nd are still pretty close, having that battle there. And HSV completely spins out. So that's his race over by the looks of it. Let's see if he's still in 4th place actually when we get to the next checkpoint. So crossing for 3rd. Oh no, he's actually recovered quite well. Only 7/10 behind in 4th place. Looks like Rob's in 2nd, and Sakis has now broken free a little bit in 1st place. HSV takes that pretty nicely, so he's right behind us again. Coming down the straight. Maybe not judging that the best there. Crashing into the left-hand wall, but Rob's made a little bit of a mistake there, giving us the opportunity to catch up. Making the same mistake as the first lap, just clipping that barrier there. But taking these corners fairly nicely, and Rob's just ahead now in 2nd place. HSV isn't too far behind at all in 4th. And Noel's back there in 5th place. So we're drafting him, catching up with him here. 10th behind, braking nice and early. And we do accidentally pin him to the wall a bit there, so that's a bit annoying. But I couldn't get out of the way of that one, I'm afraid. So getting a bit of wheel spin on the curb there, but just about in 2nd place over the line. But HSV overtakes into 2nd. So we've got this straight to do. And he just goes a little bit wide, and then he's behind, and then he's back in front again. So not sure what's going on here, who's in what position. But it settles down, and he's in 2nd place, and I'm in 3rd place. Rob's now 2 and a bit seconds behind. And then again, he was in front, he's behind. No idea what's going on. But it looks like we're in 2nd place. Can we hold on until the finish line? That's the question. You can see Sakis in the distance there in 1st. Didn't have much time to try and catch up without any other battles going on. So looks like the race is over there. So 4 seconds ahead Sakis is, and HSV is about 7/10. Take that fairly nicely, a little bit of sliding though. And coming into the last couple corners and taking them fairly nicely as well. So it's just another 2nd place. Sakis 1st place. And see if HSV could hold on to 3rd. And he didn't. Rob actually overtook, and 3rd, 4th and 5th incredibly close there. 2nd and a bit. Well, there's 2 seconds to HSV there. And 2 seconds. Yeah, so Noel and HSV very close there in 5th and 6th. Or 4th and 5th, sorry. But on to the last race in Chicago. Only 6 of us in this one. Noel starting off in 1st, then Rob, Henko and myself. Taking that nicely, just about avoiding any crashes. And again for that corner, Rob completely spins out. So Henko's in the lead. I'm in 2nd place now, and I think Noel might be in 3rd. And it looks like Rob's left the game there. So there's only 5 now for the remainder. And I don't know if Henko knew where he was going there. Just completely smashed into the wall. Maybe he thought he was going for a left-hand corner. But that leaves us in the lead for this section. Noel's just behind, 1.7 seconds behind. Taking that pretty widely. And round onto the straight. And see, it's a bit of crashing there, but that is actually going to be all the action for that race, because I did manage to pull away and stay in the lead for the entire race there. So there was nothing to show there. HSV actually comes in second there, 5 seconds behind, and Sakis in third place, 7 seconds behind. Henkow in fourth place, and Noel in fifth place. So guys, that is the end of this episode and the end of all the footage we had from game night. So hope you enjoyed, and there'll be more to come in the future. So I'll see you in the next one.